Okay, I've done a couple of videos on ThruLines, and this is going to be kind of the last one, kind of a conclusion, because see, ThruLines was meant to place DNA circles. If you go, to the main page, we're going to open that new link because we don't want to mess this up. Right here it says ThruLines. You still want to use DNA circles? You can click here. But the new thing is ThruLines. So what I've got is I've got ThruLines here. Let's move this over. And we've got my old DNA circles there. So in looking at this, you're like, okay, my DNA circles, there's 17 of them. There's only 17 DNA circles. And, but I'm connecting with 76 people, 80 people, 80, 34. Come on down. I've got 3 members, 8, 8, 14. And so, these are important, things to know. And so you click on this and you kind of see, okay, here's James Fitzhugh. And you can be pretty sure that Fitzhugh is a kin because, look at all the DNA matches that you have here. You have some that don't, and that match with some of these other people. But that's because the DNA drop off. They're at a distance, and that's to be expected. So, the DNA circle is good because it really helps confirm that, James Fitzhugh was an ancestor. So let's look at this. So James Fitzhugh, what does it say on ThruLines for James Fitzhugh? So we come up here, we're just going to do a search, F-I-T-Z. Wait a minute, there is no Fitzhugh. Well, why isn't Fitzhugh in my ThruLines? And so, okay, here's another Fitzhugh, they're not there. What about Bibbs? So we go back over to ThruLines and let's search for Bibbs. So B-I-B, wait a minute, there's no Bibbs. Well, okay. So to kind of save you the point of all this, there is no Boatman, there is no Hopkins, there's no Bouchon, there is no Hayes, no Freeman, no Mead, no Gardner, there is no Collins, we already said there is no Fitzhugh, there's no Boatman. There is, however, the one that's only 3 members, William Brown and Wilson Taylor. Those are the only 2. There's William Brown, and if I go on back, I'll find a Wilson Taylor. Maybe it's easier to find. No, there it is, Wilson Taylor. Those are the only 2 that show up. Now, that's just unacceptable. I mean, if it's going to replace something, it's got to give me something of the same value. Now, ThruLines, fantastic. So let's just look at this and compare it. Okay, so here's William Brown pulling up here, and here's William Brown pulling up here. So I'll look at my William Brown DNA circle. It says that I'm related to Cherry, Tornello, and Casey Carson. All right, so I come up here. Well, I still get the matches here, Cherry, Tornello, and over under here, I get this Casey Carson. Okay, so, but the ThruLines gives me so much more information. I mean, this information that's given me in ThruLines, I wouldn't trade it for anything. But how come I don't have it for every other person in my list? I mean, there's some lines that I'm researching, in particular, the Gardner line and the Bouchon line. I've got 10 matches here. Okay, so this isn't just maybe. This is a solid DNA match on a line, and there's 2 other people that have matched into this line, and I know other people that are on my list that will match into this line. But I come over here into the ThruLines, and there is no Bouchon. It's not even there to use. So while this is a great tool, like I said, when you look at what the information it gives you for William Alexander, in comparison to what it gives you for William Alexander in this, on the DNA circles, it's not a contest. I mean, would you rather know this for your research, or would you rather have this for your research? Okay, well, obviously ThruLines. It's a home run, night and day difference, no questions asked. This is what you want. But you also want it for all these other people that are in your DNA circles. It's unacceptable to have 17 DNA circles and only 2 of them be over here in ThruLines. So is ThruLines better? Is DNA circles better? Well, I'd say it's not a replacement yet. It's totally different because if only 2 out of 17 results show up in the other, that's not a replacement. That's another tool. So if you're not going to show me all of these, don't take this out of my toolbox. You know, we talked about ThruLines being a great additional tool for the toolbox. Don't take this away. This is great, but don't take this away either because, you know, I'm able to prove stuff that normally I wouldn't. I mean, looking at Fitzhugh, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm a descendant of James Fitzhugh. I can look at this DNA match for the circle and tell I'm there. I may not know how just yet. I may have to work on that line, but I know it's there. This in ThruLines, Fitzhugh isn't even in here. So it gives me no information. There's nothing to even find on it. It's totally useless for the Fitzhugh family, as well as every other family on my DNA circle list other than the Boatman and the Taylor. Other than those two, it's not there. Let me know what results you have. Look at your DNA circles, look at your ThruLines, and why don't you post down in the comments below, you know, how many you have that actually showed up in ThruLines, because there's definitely something different, and if enough of us have some evidence of it, perhaps we can get together with Ancestry and they can figure out how come these other people that should have showed up, you know, 8 members, 22, 48, man, that would be great if it would map those 48 trees or 70 trees or 80 members in these, you know, groups, map those like it does with the rest of them. That would be awesome. Maybe there's an upper limit threshold at the early days, but you know, 10, 11, we've seen some with that many. So it shouldn't be that. It should be able to map, you know, 10 and 11. So I don't understand. Here's only 8, a few of them. So the one with 3, it actually, when I come over here, whoops, wrong one. When I come over here to the William Brown, you see 3? No, I see 2. And then I see 2 more, and then 1, and 3 more, and 3 more, for a total of 11. So ThruLines says, here's 11 under William Brown, and this is how you match, including their trees. And you come over here to DNA circles, and it says, oh, guess what? There's 2 people that match you. So this is flawed too. I mean, you can't just use this. I mean, for the Fitzhugh, it was great, because, you know, it had 76 members and it says, okay, you're related to, you know, 70 or 69 of them, 65 of them, something like that. So, you know, this is useful, but it's not great either. It's got flaws. This has flaws. We're working towards the right thing. And if we all kind of look at our data and examine it and get them the information back, I'm sure they'll be able to, when it comes out of beta, to make sure all of that stuff comes over and we get the information we need. So, final analysis, DNA circles versus ThruLines. It's not a contest because they're not the same thing. There's only 2 people in my ThruLines and that big long list of ThruLine people that are actually over on the other side. I think personally it should have everybody, you know, that is in your ancestry tree. You can click on and say, okay, here's how you're related to them, and here's how we've matched the DNA for this person. That would be the utopia. At least that wouldn't leave them out. But until you can replace all the people in my DNA circles and make sure all of them show up in my ThruLines, I'd still need both, because they both give me valuable information. Anyway, thanks for watching the short video. If you liked it and want more, click subscribe. Click the bell notification. It'll notify you when a new video comes out, and have a good day.